The snack bar is a small cutaway from the rest of the building, segregated by different tiling and brighter fluorescent lighting. There's not a lot of options aside from what you'd expect: pizza, ice cream, chicken strips, pickles, and the like. When Damien asked for 2 slices of pizza, Liz got excited. The moment he got the food, however, he was already eating one while holding the other. She seemed really annoyed, but took his offer to let him pay for her food. He offered to pay for Olivia and myself, but the last thing I want for him to do is drain his wallet any further, knowing their living situation. It's barely over $10, so it's not like it bothers me. Olivia had gotten an order of chicken wings slathered in hot sauce. I just went with the classic chicken strips and one of the sodas I recognized from the school vending machine. We take a seat at one of the few open tables, and I struggle not to think about how often they're cleaned. Damien doesn't bother sitting with us, he just heads right back into the fray with both arms occupied by his dinner. Liz follows after Damien to keep track of him, at least her head does. Olivia barely even sets her tray down before... Crunch, crunch, crunch. I suddenly shift myself away from the maelstrom of molars and claws. Damien probably said he'd cover the meal because he knew Olivia would get like this. Sheesh, Hot Wheels, would you like some actual meat on that? I didn't even know wing bones could get that big. Olivia responds by snapping the bone in 2 beneath her teeth. The marrow squirts out a little, and she has to get a napkin to wipe her cheek. Suddenly my own chicken tender meal looks even more unsavory, so I push it aside and closer to the toothed tornado. It only takes moments for her to accept my offering with no manners whatsoever. Thank you. Don't mention it. So, after we finish, any other plans? Olivia ponders my words while rolling a bone around in her mouth like it's a lollipop stick. It's just a chicken bone, Inko. An oddly large chicken bone. I don't know, I've basically done all I want to do by now. Damien's probably got another 20 minutes before he burns out. I'm cool to hang here unless you want to do something. Nah, I actually don't play games much. I had fun playing with you, though. Olivia looks away for some reason. We should do this sort of thing more often. Yeah? Of course, I've never had this much fun outside of my previous schools, mainly because I never had many friends to hang out with. That's kind of sad. It is, but it looks like moving here was a change for the better. Plus, it's just fun hanging out with you. Though stained with sauce, Olivia's lips curled into a smile. And Liz and Damien too, of course. Though I have to admit, with the way Liz gravitates towards Damien, it's almost like she had this all set up. What do you mean? Well, Damien and Liz are pretty close, so maybe she's using this as an opportunity for them to get closer. It's almost like we're on a double date or something. She jerks back to me, completely attentive. Did I say something? Really? Yeah, it's kind of funny. Since we hang out together pretty often, people might start thinking we're together. Something whips into my back. Ugh. Olivia grabs hold of her tail. Crap, sorry. Yeah. I had fun today. Going out like this for the first time in ages, seeing this place again, it's nice. That Buster guy said they renovated it a bit in the last few years. Has anything else changed? Olivia looks into the depths of the arcade, looking for anything different. You know what? I think the wallpaper's changed. But other than that... She turns back to me with a nostalgic grin. No, it stayed the same. You know what has changed, though? What? People here. What, like employees? Them too, but I meant the regulars. When we came here, the place was always more... Her tongue probes her cheek as she considers different words. More hectic? No, more packed. It was so easy getting through here today. I recall her almost running some people over to get across the building, and with the look she had back then, I don't think she'd have noticed if she had. Olivia's gaze lingers back towards the arcade machines. Back then, every machine was crowded. It was a lot louder, and there was always this something in the air that had everyone excited. What about when you and that guy were playing Jurassic? Okay, yeah, it was like that, but way more... Like, it felt like every machine had a crowd around it, everyone just getting crazy, and it was always a pain to wait your turn. With the heaviest of sighs, Olivia turns back towards me. It just feels empty, like everything else nowadays. I mean, empty is good. You were able to get around easily. Your hit and runs notwithstanding. And personally, this place feels crazy to me. Even here in the tiny food court, I can feel the rumbling loudness of all the people here resonate through my body. Her only response was a non-committal hum. Olivia handles her flask carefully, staring down at the sticker I'd noticed earlier with a wistful look. I remember that Liz mentioned about it being from an old show she watched. Say, I noticed that sticker when I went to refill it. What's it from? Oh, that. It's from some old anime that I remember watching growing up. It's nothing really special. From some anime, huh? What's it about? You want to know? Oh, what happened to her eyes? Sure, I never really caught on to the whole anime stuff, but I'd like to know what it's about. Well, if you really do want to know, it's not like any other anime. It's called Gundam, and for the next 5 minutes, Olivia tries to summarize the premise of Gundam in detail. Given that I'm as clueless to it as I was with the fighting terminology, the plot sounds completely esoteric. The sticker is of the symbol worn by a faction of space noids fighting for their independence. Sounds like a just and noble group with a goal like that. Watching her talk so passionately about the series franchise? Oh, that's a lot. For how long? But that's alternate universe stuff. Oh, and then there's this martial arts one. As she continues her description of the franchise, I start to realize how enamored I've become. Not just about hearing the show, but from seeing Olivia talking about her favorite show with such passion and energy. I find myself engrossed in her voice as she recounts a particular version of the anime, as she's even taken to emulating segments from the show. And in the end, he finally admits it, and it's one of the best romances Gundam's done, and... Her sudden pause worries me. What's wrong? Nothing. Doesn't sound like nothing. Rather, given the roughness in her tone again, her throat finally ran dry. Do you need another refill? I'm good. She drinks deeply from the canteen that had started this all off. It's been a while since she talked herself dry like that. In fact, I can't recall the last time she desperately needed to hydrate like that. I think maybe around the start of the school year. She releases the canteen and lets a breath of relief out. Better? Olivia nods. Yeah, anyway, where'd I leave? Actually, I've probably been babbling on too long about it. Oh, no, I don't mind at all. Nah, it's fine. Besides, you let me talk about my favorite show, so tell me about yours. Mine? Well, I haven't finished anything, just mostly video essays about old shows. I'm told I can call myself a fan of video games without having played them, but does that apply to TV? Olivia sure has taste. She can tell me exactly what kind of show she likes and why she likes it. I just know bits of trivia. No, that can't be right. I've seen lots of things in passing. Like... Well, shoot. I have no swag. I guess I've spent more time watching in-depth video essays about shows than actually watching them. Dude, same. Man, that's embarrassing. No it's not. Okay, maybe a little. But it's never too late to get into it. See what you do or don't like. Next time you're over at my place, we can binge-watch a whole anime series. I like the sound of that. But if it ever gets too intense, you can always watch Power Raptors with Vinny. Hey. Relax. Toku shows like that aren't just for kids to like. It's funny, though. I remember my dad letting me watch it as a kid, and Vinny got into it because I showed him. If you don't mind me asking, you mentioned that your dad's in and out of town because of his job. What is it exactly? He's on contract with the DoD. Department of Defense? Wow, really? Yep, been working with the Air Force since I was a baby. Normally he isn't called that often, but when he does it's pretty lengthy. Weeks, even months. That must suck. It isn't all too bad. We still call each other and send messages. The work just keeps him busy. Well, that's good. Keeping in touch with your folks is important. Why do I feel sad now? What about your parents? What's their job? Oh, mine are joint partners and architect. It's why we moved around a lot, and the main reason why we're here in Volcadera to begin with. Oh, it all makes sense. What does? You know. She points at my shades and jacket. Having on a jacket and shades doesn't automatically make me rich, Olivia. Dude, who else wears clothes from Abercrombie and Flint and has extra pairs of Ray-Ban sunglasses on them? People in mansions, that's who. I don't live in a mansion. For your information, it's a 2-story complex with an automatic gate and... Oh. I see what you mean. You get it, moneybags? Suddenly, Liz starts waving her hands around excitedly. What the? Inko! Olivia! Damien comes rushing in, both arms filled with a pile of tickets. Whoa, Mama, that's a lot of tickets. The other end is still trailing behind him. Damien got the jackpot at Mega La Millionaire. This is probably like 1,000 tickets. I'm gonna go see what this gets at the prize counter, come on. Holy crap. Alright, yeah, you done eating, Olivia? She takes the basket of chicken strips and pushes back from the table. Yeah. I roll my eyes and follow behind Damien to the prize counter. He plops his winning stash on the counter in front of the unamused clerk. So, what'll this get me? Nothing. You need to drop those in a ticket counter first. Ah, damn, nearly forgot. He rushes off to get them counted, and I look over the options. There's a few old games up on the top shelf for several thousand. What's the exchange rate supposed to be? Below me in the glass counter is a bunch of candy and small plastic novelties. There's also a lot of joke items, whoopee cushions and air horns, things like that. In one corner is a series of licensed and generic plush toys hanging. What do you think he'll get? Probably the mini RC car? Or, no, maybe that plasma globe. He's gonna get a handful of candy and let us have the rest. You think so? Alright, I'm back. He hands the ticket over. I spot the number 1247 printed on the ticket. Dang, that's enough for one of the plushies on the wall. Let's see. I want... Hey, how about that? He points to a small foosball table on the top shelf. The clerk glances up at it and back. That's gonna be like another few thousand. Ah, damn it. Well, I'm out of ideas. I guess I'll have some of those then. The clerk gets a small bag of chocolates from the display. You guys can have the rest. I don't really need anything here. Nothing's really speaking to me either. I might want something. Olivia scans the corner. There's still enough tickets for a medium prize. She might be going for a paddleball or something. Whoa, look at that! She points to the plushie corner. The blue slug thing? No, next to it. There's a weird dark green thing hanging in the corner. The only one of its kind. I kind of want to dropkick it. That one? I don't know, something about it really makes me wanna... I don't know. Tie it to a firework and set it off into a deep fryer? I was just thinking the same thing. You guys are rude. I'm not saying you're wrong, though. He looks like he's the reason we have taxes. I hate its face. He thinks he's better than all of us. I've gotten used to it. It's been around for years. Tell it I hate it. You don't really want it, right, Olivia? It's just like me. Her eyes are bright and wide. She's in love. Oh. Adorable. The clerk hands her the stuffed toy, and she looks deep into its beady eyes. Yep, just like me. I'm gonna set that on fire sometime. Not if you like having both arms. We have two for a reason. The argument continues. For several minutes. Guys, it's getting late. I think it's time we head out. Ah, shoot, she's right. Even though the weekend starts tomorrow, I still have a curfew that my folks are strict about. Agreed. Aw. I guess you're right. On the way out, Damien stops and breathes in deeply. You know, this was a lot of fun. Coming all here together for the first time in a while. Thanks for taking us, Liz. Oh, it's no problem. Thanks to you guys, too. Yeah, man, it was fun. We should do this again sometime. Is it just like you remember it? Even better. I know I was a bit meh about the idea at first, but I'll admit, it was worth it. Back in the car, the argument picks up again. Aww. That's adorable. I'm just saying, you should try hiding pencils in its ears until they come out the other side of its head. If anyone hurts him, I'll kill ya. She stares with razor intent back at Damien. Okay, let's not get into fratricide over a plush animal. Olivia hugs the wretched thing tighter. So, Inko, you want me to drop you off at your place? Oh, dang, yes please. Hadn't thought of that. I quickly send Liz the address to my house, which she puts into Google Maps. Buckled in, we head out of the parking lot and onto the main road. Entering the freeway, we pass by the city, now illuminated. The early fall sunset bathes the car's interior a warm orange, and as we make our way home, I find myself recalling all the spots that Olivia had highlighted. I wanted to ask her again, just so I knew for sure, but seeing her rest peacefully gave me pause. Well, I suppose I can ask her another time. Better to let sleeping gators lie. Wait, lay? Let her rest. She had fun, now she's tired, and that's all that matters. I know Olivia mentioned that the place was updated, but I'd be lying to myself if I didn't say that it looked a bit too grimy. I just hope I don't get sick. Yep, I got sick. I've been completely out the whole weekend, sick like a dog. Must have caught it at the arcade. At first it was just a slight headache and a stuffy nose. By Sunday it felt like my bones were made out of paper mache. I couldn't even go to school today. Man, this sucks. I shouldn't have ignored the signs. The rapid weather change isn't helping at all either, between the pollen and the chills. The worst part is, I'm falling out of practice. I've tried on and off every hour to watch a drawing tutorial, but within minutes my consciousness is overtaken by a fog and I retreat back to the bed. At this rate I'll never actually have the skill people thought I had at the beginning of that contest. Between the sunlight obscuring clouds and my own bouts of unconsciousness, it feels like I've been sick for weeks instead of just days. I would have asked my parents for some help, but they still had work, and the most help they could be was simply calling to the school to let them know I was sick. He's got a Snuggie. The wearable blanket. I finish off the cup of medicine I had made, and I go back to my noodles. The only reason I'm even conscious right now is because I figured some soup would help with the splitting headaches, and I've made sure the pantry is stocked full of cup ramen. I shovel even more instant noodles into my mouth as I lie splayed on the couch, trying to watch whatever's on the TV. Eventually, I decide to set the salty goodness aside in favor of scrolling through the notifications on my cell phone. Of course, I've got a few dozen from Damien. Bless his heart, he's been giving me an hourly play-by-play of the school day. Got a few messages from Liz, too. She's also filling me in on the school day, albeit not nearly as often as Damien. Even Olivia messaged me, and I feel oddly soothed as I read her well wishes. I suddenly get another notification, this time from Ben. It's a PDF of my homework, followed soon after by a simple get well soon animated emoji. Aren't I popular? I'll be sure to thank them in person when I'm better. Another wave of fuzziness washes over me, so I pop in a few flu meds to chase it down with another gulp of the lukewarm chicken broth. 3 days of being sick as a dog, and it's only occurring to me that I haven't seen any sign of... Huh? I thought I already got my grocery delivery today, or was that yesterday? Whatever, I push myself upright on the couch turned sickbed, uncaring for all the styrofoam noodle cups and plastic wrappers that fall onto my carpet. Wow, I really let things get out of hand. My head is spinning as I make the arduous 20-foot journey. A check of the peephole and nothing is there. Or maybe it's a small child? Triassic Scout cookies sound awesome right now. One hand works to undo the locks while I'm focusing on finding my wallet with the other. Damn poofy sleeves, if they weren't so Sup, you dead yet? Olivia? What? How? What are you doing here? In spite of her cheerful greeting, Olivia shifts from side to side in her seat and her knees totter together. Mr. Iadakan wanted me to give you the project worksheets for his classes. He pulls her backpack up from behind her chair and reaches in, drawing out a manila envelope and waving it in my face. My dizziness intensifies as my eyes attempt to track the rapidly moving object in front of them. Oh, the one about Baroque? Thanks. I'm pretty sure Ben had just sent me those as a PDF. She snorts and lets the packet go, my hands fumbling to catch it before it hits the floor. Without batting an eye, Olivia pushes past me as if wandering into someone's house is an everyday occurrence for her. Come on, the project isn't gonna finish itself. Huh? She's already wheeled herself to my couch and set a backpack on the coffee table. Yeah, figured you could use some help on it, and balks at the mountain of junk that I'd left. I think her nose crinkles, hard to tell from so far away. Damn, Inko, you live like this? My head finally catches up with what's transpired. Olivia's here now. Cool. What isn't is the sudden onset of vertigo. I guess I was standing upright for too long. I only managed to stay up just enough thanks to the support of the wall. What? Just how sick are you? Pretty sick. The disgust that was on her face is wiped away as she looks at me. Huh, I wonder why. Why's my floor coming at me? Oh, crap. He needs to go to the hospital? Owie. After my impromptu tumble, Olivia had done her best to pull me up and get me to the couch. My robe did make it easy to drag me across the smooth floor of my house. Okay, forget the project. What project? Attaboy. I can't tell if the dizziness is new or not. Olivia's already started picking at Trash Mountain, moving what she can into a grocery bag. Watching her with my vision going fuzzy only intensifies the vertigo. I guess I should take more of my medicine. I grab a can of soda from the half-empty case on the table, along with the bottle of cough syrup. I upend the can and bottle into the glass I'd been using all weekend, watching the delicious mixture slowly become my panacea. Giving the glass a good swirl to ensure the best final product, I grin and gulp down my alchemical masterpiece. I don't get to finish the drink, however, as an olive green tail slams my midsection and makes me spit the drink all over myself. The fuck are you doing? No wonder you've been sick as shit. What? I read online that it makes the medicine go down easier. Inko, you've been drugging yourself with fucking purple drink. He's been drinking lean. He's just... I mean, yeah, it's purple and I drink it. Holy crap, how are you alive? Ugh, the smell of my spat up drink irritates my nose and I feel my stomach roil from both the impact and forced purging. I resist the urge to retch, feeling all my energy drain away. Ugh. I feel completely spent again. My vision swims and the world turns counterclockwise. I feel something on my head, and I'm thankful that something soft and warm and soothingly smooth maneuvers it back to the couch. The blackness of my shut eyelids returns the uprightness of the world, and the numbness I'd grown used to overtakes my limbs. Oh my god. Inko? Inko, are you okay? Oh man, stay there, I'll figure... Olivia's voice is drowned out by a growing drone of white noise. Once again, the colors from outside the window bleed and flood into my house. And I'm still without my rent money. Someone's in here still, they're bent over something. Hey you, what's going on? Fever dream sequence. Funny gator girl on wheels. Hang on, I'll try to help you out. This is awesome. So, big hugs. I want a hug. What's going on What's going on? Who is this? Where's Lucy? Where's my daughter? If man came from monkeys, then how does Coach Solly exist? Big hugs. Don't say anything, you're completely incoherent. Incoherent. That's my name. Before I can say anything, my being fades into the void. Oh god. My head. What year is it? I sit up and glance around the room. Mom and Dad aren't back yet, even though it's 6 o'clock. Some business meeting, huh? Wait, no, what's that smell? Dang, something's cooking. Smells nice. Guess Mom is home. Wonder what the occasion is. Normally it's just reheated whatever. I put the couch pillows back the way my parents like them and head into the kitchen to see what's up. Wow, Mom, that smells good. Shit, sorry. I didn't know you were still... Oh man, I passed out on you, didn't I? The assignment. It's fine. You feeling any better? Oh, are they not around very often? Yeah, they're usually busy with work stuff. Both have busy but well-paying jobs. I'm fine, don't worry. If you say so. Olivia looks down at the slow cooker and fiddles with one of the dials. Actually, are you? Do you really not have anyone around? No aunts, no grandparents, no nothing? I shrug. Like, my mom's gone and my dad's a whole nother story, but at least he stuck me with the pains. In that way, I guess you're worse off than me, somehow. The last part she spoke was quieter, and with her downcast face, I can't help but feel that I wasn't meant to hear it. Well, yeah, you at least have your folks, but I don't think it does much good comparing our situations. I'll just have to be a better parent for my kids. Olivia flinches. I don't know why, though. Isn't that what everyone wants? You plan to start a family? Yeah, of course. What about you? Dad really wants me to. He knows he's pretty far from ideal. He's told me before that he hopes I can make a family work like how he couldn't. It'd be nice, but I mean, it's probably not gonna happen. I think it can. Well, after you collapsed, I panicked. I had to call Mrs. Payne to ask her what to do, if I should call emergency services, and she said when this happens to Damien, she just makes him shepherd's pie and waits for him to sleep it off. I had to root through your fridge and find out you have jack shit in terms of ingredients. And your appliances, too. I thought a place as upscale as this would at least have an air fryer. But all I could find was the slow cooker, so I threw the vegetables that hadn't expired into it with some stock. Should be good for your sinuses, at least. I vaguely remember something along those lines. I stepped closer to Olivia, peering into the glass window of the cooker. I didn't even know we had half of whatever's in there. Really? Why would your parents buy this kind of stuff just to let it rot away in the fridge? My mom does like to cook, but she doesn't do it very often. I wish she would. The Green Gator snorts. You know, I'm only spoiling you because you're sick. It's not that, I just miss dinner, you know? Sitting around the dining room table, talking to each other, we don't really do that anymore, except maybe on holidays. Olivia winces. No kidding, sorry to pry. I can't help but sigh as I think about my lackluster relationship with Mom and Dad. It's alright, anyway, I didn't take you for the culinary type, Olivia. The awkwardness of just standing and staring gets to me, so I choose to take a seat at our island table. Man, these chairs are surprisingly comfy. This is actually the first time the table was even used since we moved in. Thinking about it, Olivia's given me lots of firsts now. Kinda wish Mom would make dinner again, like before she got that promotion. Olivia hums to herself as she moved towards the fridge, pulling out the egg carton and scowling after checking it. How often do you get groceries, Inko? I ordered some earlier. Actual groceries, not that junk. Oh, God, that's such a waste of money. Imagine if you could cook the food you like. I try to, but my head starts to get a bit lighter. Though now I can practically taste the salivating smell coming from the cooker. Is that why you're in home ec? There's another low-level hum from her as she considers something. I wanted to be ready when I had a place of my own. And it's actually relaxing, it just keeps my mind and hands busy when I'm alone. Plus, it's either this or, bother Mrs. Payne all the time. The cooker pings, signaling the stew is finished. When Olivia takes the lid off, a cloud of steam erupts with the rich aroma of cooked meat and vegetables. Can you grab us some bowls? I'm guessing they're in the shelves above? I nod and get up, moving around the table to the shelf with all the bowls. I give the top a quick dust check, sticking it back in and taking the two under it. Olivia already has the ladle ready, stirring the soup slowly. I set the bowls down next to her and she ladles and servings for us. Okay, moneybags, back to the couch. You don't want to eat at the table? I can't. Oh. The island table doesn't really have the space for her chair to fit underneath. Plus, I want to enjoy this with some quality entertainment. I figured we could watch something together on that big flat screen you've got. That's okay, right? Sure. I carry both bowls back to the couch, seeing the entire living room has been cleaned up. Man, I really need to make this up to Olivia somehow. Just watching something doesn't feel like a fair deal at all. Not only cooking, but even cleaning up after. I'll find a way to repay her. I set down our dinner on the coffee table. Before Olivia can say a thing, I place both hands on the corner of the couch and push. I didn't think it'd be so hard, but then again, I am still out of sorts. The space created, however, is enough for Olivia to work the front of her chair in. Olivia gives me an appreciative nod, then angles her chair in a way to let her use her tail and the couch's armrest to pivot herself onto it. Thanks. I give Olivia a small nod and a smile as I grab my spoon off the coffee table. Leaning closer to the bowl, the comforting aroma of the soup wafts up to my stuffy nose. First time I'm getting goosebumps that aren't caused by cold flashes. I get a good spoonful of Olivia's homemade remedy while making sure to get some meat and veggies as well. Still piping hot, I blow a bit of air on the spoon to cool it down. Pussy. What? Hey, the last thing that I need with this fever is second-degree burns all over my tongue. Whatever you say. Once I feel that it's sufficiently cooled, I slurp up my first spoonful. My dry, tired eyes close in bliss as the flavors wash over my taste bud, firing them all off like fireworks. To describe it as just being good would be a severe understatement. The stock is rich and hearty. The meat is well cooked, it could easily fall off the bone it came from. And the vegetables gave it a nice aromatic touch. All of it well seasoned and spiced. It's like I'm experiencing that scene from Compy Tui. Sensing and seeing the different flavors move and dance around in my mind. For a brief moment, I forgot all about my fever and only felt the warm presence of the soup envelop me like a cozy blanket. Is it good? Like a record scratch, I'm taken out of my experience and brought to earth by the baryonyx's voice. I look to see Olivia giving me a questioning look, idly crunching and munching her soup. I also realized that I'm sunk into the couch, my arms to the side like a rag doll's. I felt like my body was weighed down from both my sickness and the soup. I guess I got lost in the broth. Wow, Olivia, this soup is amazing. Olivia rolls her eyes at my enthusiastic compliment, but lets out a tiny smile. That's nothing, I just threw shit together in a pot and called it food. Anyone could do that. Olivia looks away, once again cutting herself short. With weak strength, I lift up from the couch's gravitational pull and better look at the shining scaly. I'm serious, this is the most delicious soup I've ever had. Olivia moves her head back closer to me, but still avoids my gaze, her smile a little weaker. Alright, I get it. Don't have to make it sound better than it is, it's just helping out your flu. I'm not saying it because of the flu. Honestly, you have a real talent for cooking. Olivia turns to me. Her smile is still small, but filled with honest joy. You really think so? I nod, even as the soothing warmth of Olivia's soup settles in, and manage to return her meek smile with my own tired one. I know so. Her eyes dart around for anything else to focus on, desperately trying to redirect her fluster. She shakes the flush off her face and checks around for her bag. Well, I'll get going. Going? Thought you were wanting to get caught up on your shows. Well... Remote's right here. It's the least I can do after your help today. What were you wanting to watch? She eyes the remote and oversized screen on our wall. A few things, nothing in particular. I remember you asking last month for some recommendations, so I've been thinking of a few that you might like, but if you're sick and all, I don't wanna. Yeah, I'd love to see what you have. My parents probably won't be back to hog it for another few hours, if they come back tonight at all. So it's a pretty good time. You really sure? Sure, I'm sure. Show me all about the deep cultural meaning of animated dinosaur folk cartoons. Oh my god, you're lucky you're sick right now. Yep. Olivia takes the remote and flicks the TV on. After getting over the initial shock of the screen being taller than she is, she navigates to a streaming site and picks some of the colorful series that I'd only seen in passing. This one has a rough pilot, but it gets better a few episodes in, and the animation is top-notch. She flips the first episode on, and an establishing fight scene unravels while Olivia moves back by the couch with me. Then, to my surprise, she hefts herself out of her chair and into the cushion next to me. I move my arm out of the way to make room. Sorry, should have asked. Of course you're welcome to sit. I know, but... Thanks. We focus back on the show. Well, I do. Olivia's glancing my way after every joke and expensive shot to analyze my reaction. And when it's not for that, it's a forewarning that something a bit cheesy is about to happen. Eventually, the first episode closes. The heroes are ready to begin their journey for real in the following one. The credits scroll and Olivia swishes her hair aside with her fingertips. So, yeah, it's pretty good, I guess. I don't know, what do you think? I liked it, yeah. Really? Well, they got the whole season, do you want to see more? Wait, did you say you wanted to catch up on your shows? This is the pilot episode. She fumbles the remote in her hands and has to catch it midair. Well, yeah. Just figure you should know what all is going on so you're not lost, you know? But if you want to keep watching this, that's fun too. She quickly pushes the button to start the next episode without my response. Cute is all that runs through my mind at her attempts to cover for her small mistake. She's probably just refreshing her memory and... I wonder why I thought cute fit. Well, it does. Hell, endearing, every time she glances over as if I wouldn't enjoy the show. I'm sure Mom and Dad aren't in any rush back. The characters on screen freeze. Oh shoot, did the Wi-Fi go out again? I try to stand up, but a brutishly heavy limb anchors my lap back down. Olivia's tail feels like a boulder across my legs, keeping me from standing. Olivia? I just paused it, Inko. Oh. There's a complicated expression on her face. Is it normal? Is what normal? She chews her lips slowly in consideration. Your parents, are they really not gonna be back? I shrug. They're always busy with work. I feel a shifting next to me. Olivia's inched herself closer. When I think about it, I barely see them at all. More shifting. I wonder sometimes. The tail shifts to my abdomen now. Does anyone even care? All the movement has stopped, as if reality itself has paused. Man, I must be more tired than I thought. I feel my head sway as my muscles ease into putty. Sure they do. I look at Olivia, who is shoulder to shoulder with me now. I mean, Dad's kind of the same. Huh? Olivia chews her lip as she considers her words. He's always busy, too. The whole reason I live with my godparents is because Dad has to travel for work. So he doesn't... I stop myself as I see the faint wetness in Olivia's eyes. Sorry. Her eyes close, and a somber sigh escapes her lips. No, it's fine. I get it, Inko. There's a silence hanging over us now. I copy after the sweet girl next to me, letting my eyes slide closed and a sad breath loose. After some time, she breaks the silence with soft and tender words. Of course your parents care. Just like Dad. Why else would they work so much? But what about me? But what about me? I winced at just how pathetic that sounded. It's for you, you doof. How else could you afford all these nice things? Her words grow quieter as time goes on and my body sinks into numbness again. Dad cares enough to work for my sake. Enough to talk my godparents into letting me live with them. They didn't have to, and yet I'm burdening them. My mind connects the dots. Mr. Halford talks Randy and Sophie into it, which is why I have to be able to live on my own as soon as I can. Because if they don't want me there anymore, that's it for me. I recall just how happy they were to have Olivia rejoin the party. They wouldn't, though. They love you like Damien and Vinny. She shakes the morose thoughts from her head and then looks at me with a serious moonshade eyes. Anyway, you should do the same for your parents and yourself. My world goes horizontal and I find my head atop the comfiest pillow I've ever felt. I nod and the nod becomes a nuzzle into said pillow. Above me, Olivia yelps. I try to turn and see what's wrong, but something falls atop my head that keeps it in place. Nothing. The soothingly cool something rubs across my head, drawing me further and further into restful peace. Along with the gentle caress, a deep vibrato emanates from somewhere, resonating in my tired mind. Hey. With the lulling touch and tone, my eyelids grow heavy.